uses that to say, okay, this is a dictionary of objects. So yeah, but the kind of objects I need are different. The kind of object I need are this one, this format. And this format is better in a sense because with this I can have functions internally. And this is very easy to understand, Harry. Very easy. Why? Because you only need to know that the functions inside an object modify the state of the object itself. What is that? Okay, let me explain you with the car. Rent, I already explained. Um, okay, you will have, for instance, if just imagine this is a car class, right? Of course, these are not the common attributes you will find in a car, so try to ignore. But you will find like state, and this state could be, for instance, let me put a comment here, rented, not rented, and I don't know, many more. Like sold, for instance, if you sold the car because of that, because you also sold sell cars as well, right? So this is an attribute, and this attribute has different values. You can put it in here in this so-called variable, right? And so to modify this, and of course to change the state of the card itself, you need a function that is internally coded in the class. So you have here and said change state, and this is a function, right? And it's inside the class. You normally put a self as first parameters inside a class because this represents that this a functions inside a class. It's always in that way. If you don't have this, like this function here, that means that this is a function which is called static functions. And I will not explain to you that because it's a different concept. But let's go back to this. So here, you will receive a parameter here. And with this function, when you create an instance, it's called it like that here. When you said, not here, of course, because if I define here a variable, which the data is this one, is not going to work because it's defined before, right? So imagine I am making another file and I say car, put in the data type here. I know Python is weak typed, but you can also put it some data type. And I put here car. With this instruction, I have defined a car that has all these attributes. Again, these attributes are not for a car, but yeah. Let's focus on this. So if I do this, change state, and I put here rented. So that means this car is rented. So what happens if I have this one? Which will be the state of this? What do you think? Which will be the state of this card? Let's put it here. Let's put it like that. So it will be rented or not rented? What do you think, Harry? I will give you some time to think about it. It's in here, by the way. Someday I will create a Python course, maybe on YouTube. I like the idea. So hopefully people like it. Maybe also related to video games because it is the thing I'm doing right now, right? So I think yeah, it could be a good idea. I like Python. It's not my like let's say the language I use daily, but I like it. So what do you think, chat? Should I create a Python course? Would be worth it. Not rented is the answer, Harry. Not rented. And is correct, Harry. Yes, it's not rented. That is stay correct. Very, very well. And that is because when you define a instance of a class, this instance takes all the default values of the attributes. And so that's why this will be not rented. Of course, if you change the states or the attributes value from an instance, it's just for that instance that the change apply. That is correct.